halfway up the ridge. You can see the views are already brilliant. I did have some of the whole reservoir, but I may have pressed the wrong button. Now we're here, so nice steep drop and a lovely little path to follow along. A little further up the ridge and we've managed to get a good peek at the rest of the reservoir stretching out into the distance. We're heading up this way, a few hundred more meters elevation I think, and then there's definitely an escape route down there, what looks to be a very cool road, which would be great fun I reckon on a mountain bike. Okay guys, so I actually looked at a map and I know where I'm going. So we've got a little wall that goes along here. The path pretty much follows that up to that little ridge over there. And then behind it, you can see much further on, there's another ridge. And at the top there, you can just see a cairn. And the actual peak is about, probably from what I can read, maybe 100 meters behind that. But it's quite flat on the top. So we've got to go a bit of a boggy walk up to get to the actual peak of High Street, which is the first one that we're going to. And then we can start going along that ridge. So I will update you once we're on High Street onto what the next one is, because I think it's just easier if I do them one at a time. Heading up to High Street, we can see first little lake there, it's Blay Water. We've got another little one down there called Small Water. A little bit of bog, and then a little bit of a climb. Oh, look at that. The sun's coming out. Wow. Look at the colour on the hills down there. It's amazing. Not sure what kind of a view I'll get from the top. It's definitely getting a little cloudy. The views are still spectacular. So we made it to the cairn. You can just see the reservoir in the distance, and this is the top. Like I said, it's just flat. So somewhere around here I will find the actual top, and then onwards. Super hot as well, even though it's about 10 degrees. That climb really gets your body heat pumping. I think I'll get cool up here quickly though. Turns out it's literally 100 meters and it's there. So really not that far at all. There we have it, High Street. And then we've got misty boggy covered top. And we have to figure out which way to go, which is always good fun. Well, the good thing is we do have a nice wall which is following the whole thing along, so that makes it a little bit easier. You quickly cool down up here. A little bit of mist, a little bit of cloud. Oh, it's cold. The good news is that the path is basically this. It's actually it's a very well built path. From the looks of things, we just follow this now for a couple of miles and it takes us to the next couple of peaks. Mardale Bell 3, and then beyond that another one, Nuns something. Again, I'll put the names up when I get to them. But as you can see, weather isn't exactly conducive to good views. So we'll just focus on where we put my feet and try not to die. Well, I got signpost and walking. Then I missed Mardale Bell. So that was that. Past that, all well and good. Now we've got that, which looks amazing. All the way along that ridge, and then up to, I believe it's Hunters or Harter Fell, and then we'll go all the way along there. And we come down by the waterfall, just behind the road, and then we come along the road through the Branstrees back to the roundabout, back to the car park. Just down in the little saddle before Hunters Fell. Combination of sun, a bit of cloud. You can see all the sun just evaporate in the water into cloud as it comes across. It's amazing. So we're in Nuns Bleed Pass, and this is a little shelter in the saddle between the two. Now, I think it used to be a shelter, now it's more of a seat. But, you know, there's a good windbreak there if the wind happened to be there. And there's a seat. It's got some cracking views. But we've got that to climb, so onwards. So we walked all the way down there. Come up a little steep rise, and we see a cairn, and this is the high peak of this particular ridge with quite amazing views. So that's Harter Fell done, not Hunter, not Harper, Harker. It's a nice little descent. Gets us towards this little saddle, and that is the top of that windy road that I showed you earlier on. So we're going to go up there to the next one, and then it's just pretty much straight along to a little cleft with a series of waterfalls, and that's where we're going to go down. So after a very steep climb straight up, because that's where the path goes, we end up here on Branstree or Branstree, something like that. It's just big and flatter. I think we go this way, and then we need to go down towards Selkirk. We've got a couple more peaks before we head back down to the reservoir. I believe this is the top. Yes. No cairn, just a little ring, as you can see here. Yeah, quite underwhelming, to be fair. And we go that way, and then just a little further along, there's this little peak of rock. This is Harter Fell Pike, which is just a very short walk from Branstree. Should be some good views from there. And here we go, last one of the day, Selkirk. quite obvious stone cairn. And here we go. Not a cairn, it appears to be a little sheepfold, I think. Oh, it's lovely. Right. So as I'm nearing the end, I'm having a wander, obviously, and I suddenly realised it's amazing views up here because we're right at the very edge of the Lake District. So as you go across the country from east to west, you go through the Pennines, you then come down into the valley which runs perpendicular to the coast, where the M6 is, and then you start coming into the Lake District, and it's quite cool because if you look down here you can see we're in the beginning of the hills of the Lake District, and if you look all the way over that way, which you can't see because there's just a hill here, you just see lakes go on for ages and ages and ages. But here you can see the Lake District literally end, you can see the hills end, and then you've got this lovely flat plain. But in the distance you can also see the Pennines beginning. I think down there is Hartside Pass, and you get into the Pennines. The A66 will go over the whole lot as well. So quite immense views, and we can see a very long way as well. So that's it. 5 Wainwrights done. We've now just got a gentle walk back along the road, the car park. There was a footpath that apparently went by the lakeside, but to be honest, it looks quite overgrown, quite brackety, and I don't want to get really wet there. So yeah, 5 Wainwrights done, about 5.5 hours. Brilliant location, thoroughly recommend, and I'll put the full route up in the description. Cheers!